This child needs emotions. This child needs love, affection, caring. And the more we invest, the more we are sure this child is not going to become a problem. We are spending billions on all these social ills and crimes. We can save all of that and give 4 years maternity leave. The bosses don't like me, I know. Many leaders don't like me. But we will prove them wrong. We will prove them wrong. The more we show that children are behaving this way because of the lack of care in the family, because the mind develops very fast the first 5 years. After that it's too late. After that it's too late. Already the program gone wrong. That's why I told you.
But then if you give 4 years maternity, then the mother has another baby again will be 8 years.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What do you want? What do you want? This is the responsibility. Because this child is not your child only, it is my child.
So,
it's a child of the community,
so,
it's a child of society.
That's why the mother should resign, not maternity leave.
Not necessarily. Let's be work out whether she wants to resign or maternity leave. Some mothers already, before this law, have already.
Like those Malays who have 6 children, then 4 times 6, you have 24 children, right? So you must have resign.
But in many Western countries, mothers have given up their job to take care of it.
I say you should resign.
That's up to them.
If you really love your family,
But
you
it-
should.
Is there a study done that children of working mothers behave more badly than those?
Of course, no need to do studies, it's all obvious. Because there is no superwoman. There is no superwoman around in this world. You cannot be a superwoman. You got 24 hours, you're exhausted by the time you come back. On top of that, the husband shows his temper, his anger, and all those things. What are you going to do?
I don't think there's a mothers and
Oh, you go, of course, it's not a rule. But you find in drug addicts and all delinquent behavior, there is a dysfunctional family. Very, very common factor. So the chances are, the propensity is very high. Where there is abuse and all kinds of things, broken homes, they go for all of this. It's not a rule. Because we can understand sometimes the karmic factors, even if the seed is good in a bad ground, it will grow. A good seed, parents wonderful, everything wonderful, but the seed is rotten, then you can't do it. That is the karmic thing. We can explain, we can understand. But general rule, sociological, cultural, environmental, all these other factors come together. General rule is when the environment is not conducive and where there is neglect and there is malfunctioning, because more than even animals do it. Even animals care for the young. They don't discard the young. And if you read my Martin Posaka, it's beautiful how elephants, how they bring up the young. Not just the parent, the whole community is involved in nurturing this baby. They take care of this baby. And the whole community is involved in the pregnant, expectancy mother. It's so beautiful, it's there in nature, and we are part of nature. We forget that we are part of nature. We are very much nature. But all the other influences have made us unnatural and behaving in an unnatural way. Therefore, we are asking for trouble because we created the problem. More than animals, human beings need all these things because we are emotionally, more intelligent and capable of all kinds of things. Therefore, we need this nourishment more than any other animal. So that is what I want to emphasize. Nurturing life before birth, and we must get away with this fixation that we look at the physical side. Of course, most of you know about the doctor will give you a chart, the pyramid of the nourishment. They say you must take so much of protein and all those things. And that is what we have been taught all this time. And every time we go, we find out what is the weight with the gain. weight gain, so that we know that the baby is growing physically. Then we go for ultrasound, we look at the physical thing. We go for ultrasound, we want to know boy or girl. And when the baby is born, if the girl not so happy, boy very happy. And all this is all unnecessary. We have to change the thinking. And we must move away from the physical side of things. Physical side is not everything. Going back to my main concept of mind and body, and this is very much in Buddhism, we need to recognize that the mind is more important than the body alone. And Tai Chiao or Gamba Parihara, the Buddha taught, it is very clearly emphasized, underlined, that we need to provide nourishment for the mind. So, what is the first nourishment that we need to give in the spiritual side? We need to nourish this mother with Shraddha. In Pali it is referred to as Saddha. In Sanskrit it is referred to as Shraddha. Shraddha means confidence. Shraddha means confidence. And this confidence is vital for a mother who is going through momentous, as I said, profound changes. That gives her the strength of courage. Confidence gives her courage and takes away a lot of the phobia in her. And we can draw Shraddha from the Shraddha of the Prince Siddhartha, the Buddha. You know, the whole life of Prince Siddhartha is driven by Shraddha. He had confidence in himself. He believed in himself. Today, these modern gurus, modern trainers, Zig Ziglar, Anthony Robbins, Stephen Covey, Napoleon Hill, they talk about the mind. If the mind can conceive, then you can achieve. The Buddha had talked about it 2,500 years ago. They use new jargon and they are giving it to you. But we have it and we don't understand and appreciate it. The Shraddha means you have the self-belief. But more than self-belief, the Buddha said, the Shraddha should not be a blind faith. He went even further. Just don't believe because I said so. Don't believe blindly and follow blindly. But believe with understanding. You need to understand. If you understand and you have the belief based on understanding and knowledge, then this Shraddha is going to be very powerful. He was able to achieve enlightenment, Bodhi, Buddhahood, because the Shraddha in him made him go through all kinds of trials and tribulations through his self-effort, self-realization, self-reliance, self-actualization. All this by his self-effort. He could achieve that such great perfection of mind and body. So we are only asking you to achieve much simpler, much easier things. So the mother can derive a great deal of Shraddha. And we need to give this Shraddha in understanding the Buddha Dharma, in following the Buddha Dharma. She has to become more and more conscious of her religious involvement, religious activities. The more she gets into this kind of psychic and ambience, the more confident she develops. So she has to develop Sila. The first step is to become Panchasila. Observe the 5 precepts with confidence. If she is able to practice this with confidence, with understanding, she will not feel afraid. The phobia will go away. She will be very calm. Then from Sila, Panchasila, she goes on to Brahma Vihara. We talked about Brahma Vihara, the 4 sublime mental states of Metta, Karuna, Mudita and Viveka. She develops this Brahma Vihara in herself. And as as she develops this Brahma Vihara, the baby is bathed. Bathed with all these wonderful feelings. Every day the baby is bathed with these wonderful feelings. And this baby learns the emotions of the mother affects the baby automatically, whether we like it or not. Automatically, if the mother is angry, the baby will feel anger. If the mother is calm and relaxed, the baby will be calm and relaxed. The mother is tense, the baby is tense. Scientifically, medical science have already shown how the mind of this unborn baby is functioning. They have photographs, pictures of how the baby cricketus and is tense, is smiling. The babies are smiling. All these pictures are there. So as she goes on this conscious, mindful practice of the Buddha Dhamma, she then goes into the Eightfold Path practice. She practices Eightfold Path. She is mindful of what she is doing. Now, Eightfold Path, the easiest way to remember Eightfold Path, you don't have to memorize it. You just remember the word Salem Cut. S-A-L-E-M. Salem, and then C-U-T-R. Right? Salem, C last word, and U-T on top. So understanding, thought, speech, livelihood, action, all those things you can remember. Although this is a very holistic program. All of this is going to influence the mother. Now, a combination of all these things will make sure that the mother would be mindful and heedful. This helps the mother to be mindful and heedful. She will not do things that is going to affect her and going to affect the baby. It gives her the confidence, the strength to say, I will be able to go through this traumatic experience of childbirth. And giving birth to a child is not easy. It is not easy. Many husbands, take a lot of pride and courage. They say they want to see the wife giving birth. But when the child mother is giving birth, they collapse in front. They cannot stand the blood, they cannot stand the pain, they just collapse. So can you imagine what the mother goes through? The pangs of childbirth is so inexplicable. You can't explain this. Words can't explain, but the mother goes through. So all the more reason she needs all this support. So we have done all the religious aspects, the spiritual aspects, in terms of developing the Shraddha of the mother. Then that is the first step. The second step is we need to then reinforce this through paritas. In the Buddhist practice, we have paritas. Paritas are the suttas which the Buddha had administered, which has got protective value. Paritas are verses which provides you protection. And there are the various paritas which during the Buddha's time itself he used for helping to cure, to get over illnesses. He himself used a lot of paritas. But he made it very clear, and this is important for us to understand, that don't entirely depend on paritas blindly. That if you are not well, if I do the paritas or listen or recite the paritas, I get cured. No. If